Hello, good morning.
Hey, Toby Keith, how are you today?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. How did you get this number?
It was on Craigslist.
Hey, Toby, before we get started.
I found it on Tinder.
Oh, there it was. Hey, tell us about the new single, Drunk Americans.
Man, it's like American Ride, and I love this bar. Spent the night together and had a baby. It'll sound like a lot of stuff I've done, but it's a great song. Some friends of mine wrote it. The second they wrote it, they just brought it straight to me and said, "Here, we wrote you one." And I was like, most of the time you hear that, and you're just like, "Yeah, okay, well, thanks." But they nailed it, and I recorded it. It was right in my wheelhouse, and it's really blowing up right now.
And Toby, it says here that you're working on a video for the new song, and a note that it's sure to grab everyone's attention. Now, that's a tease. Can you set the scene?
Well, it's an animated thing, so we can stretch it as far as we want to. You know, it's like we shot all the green screen stuff, so he can take all that, and it's animated, so he can. Huh. You're going to see a bunch of characters and stuff in there that you recognize. But when you're doing animation, you can do anything you want to do. You can reach some different levels, and so Michael Solomon, my director, is going to probably bring something that's going to make me cringe, and then they'll release it, and then it'll create some controversy, and then I'll end up giving everybody the finger, and everybody.
I was just saying, in listening to your song, there's a lot of different things that are being said. So, what's like one word that you would use to sum up the song?
This song, typical.
Typical.
Typical me.
I like it.
My tailgate parties, you know as well as I do. Our tailgate parties are pretty crazy, and then they start at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and when it's 6:30 or something, they move inside the venue, and we just keep bringing the crazy factor. We just keep trying to bring the levels up, and people want to hear something new every year. So, you get a red Solo cup, you get this Drunk American thing, you got I Love This Bar. You have to have something new all the time to add to your arsenal, and this fit really perfect.
We're talking to Toby Keith on The Breakfast Club today. Toby, you've got a daughter who sings great. She's got a big career ahead of her. A son who plays football. That's awesome. Which one is your favorite? I see that your son is doing really well in football.
Probably my favorite's probably the fact their dad's a singer, and my favorite's me.
Yeah.
My son's a senior. And he's getting ready to kick off after this year. He's going to go to college somewhere and try to play ball. And Crystal's out in L.A. With some casting people they're trying to put together a television show for her. So they're both good, solid kids, and I'm proud of both of them.
Hey, Toby, you've always kind of given the impression that awards don't mean a whole lot to you, but to be named Billboard's Artist and Songwriter of the Decade, that's pretty impressive. It must give you a degree of satisfaction.
No, that one did. I mean, that's telling everybody y'all need to work a little harder. Big Dog Daddy can do it. Anybody should be able to. But that's a big one there. The decade. The stuff it means most to me is always the songwriter stuff. So if you're getting and Billboard's kind of that. I mean, they count spins and stuff too. So it's like. Some of that songwriter, but the songwriting awards are the ones that I display at my house.
Toby Keith is our guest on The Breakfast Club, but before we let you go, any more trips planned overseas for the troops?
We did a 200-something in 11 years and took a year off this year. We work hand-in-hand with USO. We needed 1 year off. I had to go to Australia and do an Australian tour, so that kind of killed our spring, and that's when we go. But we're back in talks with them right now to figure out where and what we're going to do. We obviously haven't been able to go to Iraq for 3 or 4 years, and so we're trying to figure out what makes sense. And as soon as the USO comes calling on us, we will be right back in business.
Well, thanks for your time, and good luck with the new single.
Thanks, guys.
Have
nice
a great morning.
All right.
Bye-bye.